This is a demonstration of how to do what they call the short summary in textbook. The first thing you need to do is to read the whole thing and begin to look at how it's built. And every piece of writing is built. When you're reading this, you might have to look back at stuff like what's bird flu? And you might have to, if you're looking at something online, you might have to look at links like right here. You'll also want to be a much more active reader than you usually are. You have to slow down or do what's called close reading. In other words, if you don't understand something, look it up. Keep an internet connection handy. Don't be afraid to use Wikipedia or whatever source of information that you usually turn to. Like I said, at this point, what you're trying to do is discover how the article, is organized. The next step is to divide it into stages of thought. And in this case, I've already done this. I've read carefully, and you can see how everything is working in this. This is the first part right here. And this tells what the general purpose is. The general purpose of this is to persuade us. It is an opinion piece. He wants to persuade. And in particular, specifically, he wants to persuade us that resuming these experiments is a bad idea. Now, we're not just going to accept that at face value. We're going to look and see what the other items are in here that they use to persuade us, other subpoints. But first, they got to tell you a little bit about what happened. So this is the past. Okay? So this is an informative part of the paper. It's persuasive, but it's got to inform you a little bit. And this is also the past. So the first two paragraphs are spent describing what happened. Then, here, it says it right there, now. This is what's happening now. And again, that's a nice progression there. What happened in the past, what's happening now. This is what the critics say. And this is what the researchers say in response to the critics. And at the end, you've got a section here where he calls on an expert, or whoever wrote this, he or she, calls on an expert. So, what you want to do is you want to state what the thesis is. In other words, the purpose. And then you want to say, you want to summarize each stage of thought. So that's paragraph 1. This is paragraph 2, where you summarize what happened in the past. There's paragraph 3, where you will summarize what happened in the present. Here's paragraph 4, where you summarize that, which is what the critics say. This is the response to the critics, and this is what a noted expert says. And when you're done, you have a very rough draft of what your summary is. And then you can take it from there to what they call a longer summary. But right now, all I want is all this rough. So you would actually write out, what is the purpose of this? What is the thesis? Summarize this, summarize this, summarize this, and summarize this and this. So you're going to have like 5 or 6 different things that you've summarized. But it won't look like a paper yet. It'll look more like a collection of bullet points or some paragraphs that are short paragraphs or just sentences on the page. You're just working to understand what's going on in the paper. And that's what I expect you to have done for Wednesday. All right, look forward to seeing what you get.